CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. BC's top doctor says he was quoted out of context, playing down the dangers of ecstasy and pushing for the drug to be legalized. Dr. Perry Kendall called a news conference this morning to set the record straight. He says his statement was hypothetical only, but it did get people talking. 20 people in British Columbia have died in the last year and a half after taking tainted ecstasy tablets. And Kendall says he's clear about this. There must be a debate about legalizing drugs before more people are dead. CTV's Louise Hartland reports.
To be clear, I am not advocating for the legalization or distribution of ecstasy or MDMA.
Backpedaling after a contentious media report, Dr. Perry Kendall says he is trying to set the record straight.
I said if it were to be legalized, then it should be strictly regulated. And one way of doing that would be through strictly controlled government exits. There's a difference.
For a long time, Dr. Kendall has said he does not believe the current approach to drug regulation in Canada is working.
My view is that we should have an informed, evidence-based discussion on how best to regulate a range of currently illicit substances, and the intent of which would be to reduce harms, to reduce use, and to ensure that whatever structure we had in place, as with our current review of tobacco regulation, actually minimizes access and minimizes use.
Dr. Kendall says the pure form of ecstasy, known as MDMA, is not the problem. And if it is regulated and sold in its pure form, a lot of lives could be saved. Medically, MDMA is used to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. But Dr. Kendall says when it is cut with street drugs, it can have deadly consequences. Over the past 5 years, Kendall says bad ecstasy has contributed to between 12 and 23 deaths on average a year in BC.
When you're taking street drugs, you don't know what you're ingesting. It's dangerous to you.
2 young people have died recently from ecstasy overdoses in Abbotsford, and police there say the priority needs to be stopping young people from using it.
Right here, right now, as we're embarking on the grad time of year, I think it's important to message to young people and be consistent in that message that street drugs and ecstasy are dangerous.
Canada's Temperance Foundation wants to see everyone in the country abstain from drug and alcohol use. It says education is the answer, not legalization.
We need to provide more education, which will in turn create more awareness, and we hope breed prevention, because it is a global, national, provincial, and local problem.
But Dr. Kendall says something needs to change, and it is time to start that conversation.
Louise Hartland joins us now live with more. Louise, what kind of a backlash has there been in the community about what Kendall said today?
Hudson, Dr. Kendall says he has received calls from parents who say he is encouraging young people and he is sending them the message that ecstasy is safe and okay to use. He says, of course, that is not the case. He is trying to educate youth that when you buy drugs on the street, they are not pure and there is no way to tell what they're mixed with.
All right, Louise Hartland reporting. Louise, thank you.
You're welcome.